reckon?" DCI Isaac Cook asked. It was still early, and he would have preferred to be in bed, but when the phone rang, he had been out of the door within 5 minutes. After apprehending the murderer in his previous case, the psychotic Charlotte Hamilton, he was once again the shining star at Chalice Street Police Station, especially after she had stabbed him in the shoulder. However, he wondered if the murders in the area would ever reduce in numbers. "What's left has been in the water for less than a day," Windsor's reply. Gordon Windsor had been assigned to Chalice Street for years, and the man knew what he was talking about. Isaac Cook knew that on-the-spot analysis from the CSI would be enough for him. Jim Parsons, the owner of the houseboat, and Mary Harding, the dog's owner, sat at the other end of the boat. Larry Hill, Isaac's DI, was interviewing them. Parsons, previously annoyed with the barking dog, was patting it. "White, male, age uncertain," Windsor said. "Any chance of an identity?" Isaac asked. "DNA, missing persons? It may be possible." Isaac looked at the body, shielded by a hastily erected crime scene tent. He could see the CSI's reluctance to be more precise. It was clear that whoever had done it had been a butcher. It was evident why the woman thought it was a slab of meat bobbing up and down in the water. Apart from a torso, nothing else remained. No head, legs, or arms. Even Windsor had felt a lump in his throat on seeing the body for the first time, and some others had vomited into the canal. "The cause of death?" Isaac asked. "I'd have thought having your head cut off would have been as good a way as any," Windsor replied. "Dead before decapitation? Pathology may be able to tell you, but I can't be more precise. I'd say after death, but don't quote me on that. Any injuries to the body? None that I can see. Murder? It hardly seems to be an accident, does it?" The two people integral to the discovery could not help with the details about the body. One was walking her dog, and the other was asleep. Isaac and Larry stayed at the crime scene for 2 hours before returning to Chalice Street. The uniforms had commenced interviewing people walking past. Wendy Gladstone, Isaac's sergeant, would conduct a door-to-door later in the day down Warwick Crescent and then up Delamere Terrace, although it was a long shot. Unless the team knew how long the body had been in the water and the flow of the water in the canal, it would not be possible to ascertain where the body had entered it. Detective Chief Superintendent Goddard put his head around the door of Isaac's office to give obligatory words of encouragement before leaving. "I've total confidence in the team, hopeful of an early result." Isaac could only reflect on the insincerity of the man. Goddard had always been his mentor, but now the man's political manoeuvring, attempts to ingratiate himself with the Commissioner of the London Metropolitan Police, and his ability to suck up to politicians had started to grate. In the previous case, with little progress, he had held on to Isaac for as long as he could, but in the end, he had dumped his SIO and supplanted him with a miserable sod of a man named Seth Caddick. Isaac knew if he hadn't played his hunch and arrested the serial killer, he would no longer be at Chalice Street. Out of London, maybe a remote station in the country, or demoted. Mid-morning, the key members of his team gathered in Isaac's office. Larry Hill, his DI, Sergeant Wendy Gladstone, and Constable Bridget Halloran, the department's case prosecution officer. "An update, sir?" Wendy asked. "I've already started work on the paperwork," Bridget said. "This is what we have," Isaac said. "At 6:05 a.m, a body was discovered in Regent's Canal at Maida Vale. The woman who found it was walking her dog." "And the woman now?" Wendy asked. Once she'd given her statement, she was taken home. The owner of a houseboat gave a statement as the body was wedged under the rear of his boat. There is no suspicion attached to either person. "Any indication as to how long the body had been there?" "According to Gordon Windsor, the condition of the remains indicate that it had not been in the water for long, so we must assume it had drifted down the canal. As for a more precise time, that's up to pathology, but it may prove difficult." "Why?" Bridget asked. "The body had been dismembered, and there is no head." Both Wendy and Bridget looked shocked. "Murder?" Wendy asked after clearing her throat. "That would be the logical conclusion. Gordon Windsor assumes it would have been a blow to the head or a bullet, but with no head, there's no way to prove it."